Hey everyone! It's been a while now since I've been on the healthy group one. Let me just turn down my Christmas music. Yeah, turn it down, turn it off. Okay, so yeah, I thought I would. It's been a long time, but I don't know whether you've probably caught the fact that it's like I have actually been posting live every day, but I'll be doing a business challenge. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. But then that's no excuse because I do love my Eat Healthy, Fight Diabetes group. This is where I'm most passionate about in terms of because without your health, of course, there's other things as well, you know, your faith, your family, but without your health, then really a lot of things are just secondary to the way I see it. So I just wanted to come on here and say hello. I'm still here. Yes, the page and the group, and even on my YouTube channel, it's still there in terms of like I will be posting and coming on and sharing what I can in terms of health. So I haven't really got anything set in what I wanted to actually say today, apart from welcoming some new members into the group, the Facebook group. I did actually see notification about a week ago, so I do apologize, but hey, hello, welcome. And by all means, you know, it's not supposed to be like a one-way thing. If you've got anything you want to ask or you want to say or what you're doing, whether it's either to do with nutrition or just some healthy habit or just, you know, saying hello to family and to friends, then by all means just post, you know, welcome any kind of post on there. All right, so we are in to the Christmas season. I'll just give you an update. It's about, what date is it? I think it's about the 13th. So we're halfway December. I know my youngest is about to finish school. His official finishing school is tomorrow. He's been home learning. He had the option to actually home learn the last couple of days. So he is actually at home. My oldest is also around here. He sort of got stranded when he came here from New Zealand prior to the big lockdown that we had in June. So he's been here for a while, but that's okay. It's great to sort of like, you know, to have my two boys. If you didn't know, I have two boys. What else? So it's been you know, apart from a not so good year, the way it started, obviously for my dad passing away, the sort of the rest of the year has basically been around just trying to just do a whole lot of self-development, make improvements, primarily basically maintaining my healthy habits. And this is probably an interesting one to talk about because I started my journey in July last year. And that I was coming from a place where I was actually very much in the, physically, you can see I was overweight. I had pre-diabetes for about 6 to 8 years. My diet was just terrible. I wasn't really thinking about things. I am actually 56. So age also plays a factor into everything. And I guess it's just the environment as well, because you take it for granted that where you're at, that, you know, because everybody else is around you sort of doing these things, and you don't really want to take responsibility, that you end up actually sort of going down this path until you get to that stage where your body because it does, your body will actually start to say to you, okay, you know what, we can't really take what has been sort of like years of sort of unhealthy habits. Either you do something or you're in for a continuous life of pain of some sort, whether it's, your joints, your emotional well-being, your mindset, and just the way you actually look at life. So everything starts sort of coming into play the older that you get. So I made that decision last year, and I kicked it off really fast, as I do a lot of things, is that I just did this 10-day challenge to improve my diet, and to start doing some exercise. And I just kept it up. The 10 days extended to 100 days, and it was actually a really full-on, almost like going cold turkey with a lot of things, it was like no meat, no sugar, no dairy, no carbohydrates. And all I was actually eating for basically the 10 days was fruit, vegetables, lots of vegetables, and starting to drink a lot of water. Okay, so I still actually have my water, lemon water. So I started that personal health challenge in July last year. And of course, once you start physically actually starting to appear different, then you start getting noticed. Aside from the fact that you personally start feeling really good, mentally, everything starts being, feeling alert, you have less pain, you're able to sort of do things. Your general well-being basically just improves. Now, you do get to that point. Now, it's interesting because what I've actually done is primarily I was making this decision, which I knew it wasn't actually going to be a diet decision. I wasn't making I'm going to lose weight decision about it. It could have actually been there in the beginning, but it was more like, you know what, I need to actually do something to actually just take care of myself a little bit more. So I did that, and I keep building on the mentality, kept learning about nutrition, what's good, exercise, the power of sleep, and I have been able to actually improve my sleep habits, because I used to average only about 4 hours a night. I don't know why, but yeah, I let that go. But I've improved it quite a bit so that I enjoy the sleep time that I have. It has extended on, of course, more than 4 hours, but I call it a more restful, deep kind of sleep. So, but the mindset was the most important one out of all of that. It was really just feeding your mind with information, feeding your mind with good thoughts and positive thoughts, because a lot of the time our health journey is we're on our own. We may want to actually have the support of others. We may want to sort of wait around and try to team up and do things together with people. But in the end, when you're not with others, you are on your own. And what decisions you make are basically your decisions about what you do. So I've learned a lot, because since that time, since July, I've been over to New Zealand a couple of times. And it's interesting with the environment, because, and this is where I can actually sort of see it, when trying to actually make changes can be quite difficult when the environment that you're in is traditionally a certain way. And it can be difficult sometimes to actually try to stay on that path when most people around you, family or friends, still are on their paths, and you're trying to make changes, right? So I guess in a way, because I'm over here and I live in Australia, I don't really have family here. All my family are back in New Zealand, who I actually really miss. But the environment has been easier for me to actually, when I make changes, then to have a supportive environment around. Not to say that there's no support back, with family and friends. Absolutely not. There is support, but I'm just saying it's just more difficult, I feel personally, to actually continue the changes that you've decided to make and thing. So, and it's only until you actually build a strong mindset and you continually build a routine and a habit that you are able to actually, basically get stronger to sort of avoid any temptations or things that might sort of come over. But I'm actually sort of reflecting on the fact that it's now about 18 months, I guess, where I've basically just managed to maintain my weight and everything else, because the habits that got me to a certain place, I managed to break those habits. It took time, and it does actually take, a lot of patience with yourself to actually do that. But I feel at this stage a lot more stronger about the way I see food, I see exercise, and I see the overall well-being of just being, having a healthy well-being. So in a way, so when I look at people who go on diets and things, and I used to sort of wonder why. I mean, I didn't really wonder why, because I went through it myself. You go on a diet and then you go up and then you go back up again, and you're like thinking, oh, well, I'm just going up and down. It's like, why am I even doing a diet and things? But what's actually happening is that you're going back to those habits, right? You get to a certain goal weight and you're thinking, yeah, that's really, really good. But then you sort of think, you then start looking at the foods that you used to eat and thinking, okay, well, I could consider it like a treat for the fact that I actually achieved this goal. But treats build on treats. And just as you progressively have got to a certain size, it takes progress to continuous progress along the healthy habits to actually maintain it as well. So that's why you need to actually really work on the mindset when you're looking at life, at healthy habits in general, rather than actually seeing them as these little short-term, I need to get into a dress to go to a wedding, or I need to do this to go to an event and things. They're short-term sort of goals, when your health and your well-being is basically with you forever. Okay, so didn't mean to preach, but thought I wanted to actually share that. Okay, so aside from that, it's going to be Christmas. Unfortunately, I was actually going to go to New Zealand in January. Had the tickets, but I booked it with Qantas. I should have booked it with Air New Zealand, but I booked it with Qantas, and Qantas decided to just cancel all their flights in January. So yeah, so I will be returning, but I'll probably just wait a little bit longer. It could be maybe Easter holidays and things, maybe sooner. But so it's going to be Christmas over here in Australia, and it's I'm just looking outside, and there are some clouds, but it's really warm. It's really warm here, so it's a nice day. Hopefully, we've got some really nice hotter days, because we haven't been to the beach yet at all. So it'll be good to actually go there, which we probably will. I know we're off to, why do I feel like I need to actually share this? But we're off to see Spider-Man. My youngest likes that, the whole franchise, in the weekend. So that's something that we're going to get up to. And aside from that, I'm going to come back. Of course, I'm going to be here again with the in the Healthy Habits group, because I'd like to actually probably do a bit more cooking. I really should. I should film a bit more of my some of the things I actually cook and eat, and maybe actually a lot more of the reflections and the fact that that I'm a real disciple of, if you can say that word, of just seeing food as fuel, right? So just I'm not forever in the kitchen. I go in there only because it's like I'm going to be cooking something for that thing, and then it's like and no lingering around. So there's a lot of things that have actually changed mentally about how I actually see it. When I used to be this perpetual one thinking about food and snacking and all those kind of things. So I fill up my days completely. I'm doing a which I will actually be doing in the holidays a lot more of, because I am on a nutritional course, and it's got a certain time frame. You can continue on, but then you got to pay for the fact that you're actually going past that year. So I'm going to buckle down and actually get some of those modules out of the way during holidays, and then I can be a certified nutritionist in Australia, recognised in Australia. So that's what I'm actually working on. And of course, while I'm doing that course, there are some really interesting things that I should really be sharing with the group. So I'll put that in my head to actually do those as well. But aside from that, yeah, I mean, I'll be back on doing all those sort of like little bit of lead up for Christmas. Give you probably an insight of what will be on our table for Christmas. No, it's not just going to be vegetables and salad, or pieces of lettuce. No. You can get to the point where you actually just enjoy the food, you see it for what it is, and then you basically you're doing other things. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think I'm now just waffling, so that's terrible. But I do want to just welcome the new people into the Eat Healthy Fight Diabetes group. You can go into the guide section. There's quite a few things that I'd posted previously, which had to do with a Healthy Habits Challenge, which has meal plans, exercise plans in there. And I think there's actually probably a few videos that I did every day. I'm just trying to remember, because I know I did another one. I think it was the 21-day diabetes one, which I was going to post it in the group, but it's not really relevant because a lot of the videos had to do with me troubleshooting the fact that I was testing a platform, rather than actually talking about what that course was actually saying, what that program was actually saying. So, but by all means, there is a 21-day Healthy Habits Challenge that's up there. So you can, feel free to go through that. And of course, if you've got any kind of questions, there, just post them. Post them in the Facebook group or post them on YouTube. I do get notified and things. And apart from that, I will leave it and catch you guys the next time. But take care. All right. Bye.